Hello, everyone, and welcome to the demo of Handheld Contact Lite. So today, I will be talking about Handheld Contact Lite, a bit about why we decided to develop it, what it is. I'll do an online demo here. You can see on the Android screen on the screen, and I'll talk about configurator. And we developed a configurator to help individuals as well as resellers determine what type of HHC the client would be best suited for. And then we'll talk a bit about the roadmap, the feature gaps for the rest of this month. And then I'd also like to say that I'll tell you a bit about what we booked this meeting with, in case you hadn't noticed. So anyway, to start with, why don't we talk a little bit about why we decided to develop Handheld Contact Lite. And one of the main reasons was because we had a lot of customers during this time. They used to have 3 or 4 HHC licenses or 10 licenses. Now the company shrunk down and they said, hey, we really love it, but we just can't afford it. And so we thought, well, what can we do to one, give them a bit more of a benefit, to give them something during the COVID times when business is down, and also to keep them engaged. And so that was the main thing. So keep engaged. Well, what does that mean? It means that they still use Handheld Contact Lite, Handheld Contact, but they're using Lite version. And then when business picks up, or if new people coming in, they want their contacts on their device, they can now sync that up. And as you see, there are limitations to it, and that we feel will drive people to purchase either Handheld Contact Classic or Handheld Contact API for the Android and the iPhone. So in that way, it's very much good for business. It's goodwill, and we don't say that lightly. We're serious about the goodwill part because we want to see how much we can help our clients, because their future is our future. We're tied inexplicably together. And then the big thing is a feeder for you and for us. And so we keep getting opportunities. As we know, the more add-ons they use, even simple ones, the more likely they are to stick with ACT. So given that introduction, I'd like to also say that Ken will be monitoring the questions. So if you hear him pipe in between and try interrupting me, just ignore him. No, he will be reading and responding to the questions as well. And so with that, why don't we start with the demo here on the Android. As you can see, I'm just ready to install. So let's say you've gone to the App Store, you've downloaded it, you click install. So I want to go through the whole experience with you. And you will notice I am using our production database, but I've already contacted our CTO. As soon as this demo is over, my password is changing really quickly. And so now I'll just click open. And so this is the experience that you and your users will be going through. So this isn't a different version I'm showing you. So allow Handheld Contact Lite to access your contacts. Yes. And to manage your phone calls. Yes. So my name, again, I have not registered beforehand. I'm starting right from scratch. So it's not like I have to go to the website and register it ahead of time. Well, I've got to make sure we get some complaints that it isn't working, but typically that's spelling mistakes. As you see, I keep making the same one over again, which I am demonstrating. It's part of the demo. You've got to show people. Okay, now all we do is click sign up. And if I'm working with a reseller, I just click there, and then I can populate the name there. I will take that off. I'll just click sign up. So from here, I get emailed by signing up using this ACT licensing agreement, and then fields marked with a plus or mandatory registration code will be sent to your email. So let me just show you what that looks like. I'm going to just grab my email here. And I'll just open it up and just pull it over so you can see what it looks like. It's not pulling over for me, so let me just go. Move this aside. Okay, so right in here, here's your product code, 071 279. And then I sign up. Got to make sure I have no 1279. Oh, here we go. Invalid registration code.
Vic, I think you were supposed to click on have code.
Oh, sorry. All
and
right.
it would you enter that in. So it sent you another email. So check that one and enter it. So as always, Vic is extremely committed to going through all the end user kind of errors that your customers are likely to make.
Okay, I was clicking too fast there. Let me go again. Sorry, I've started again here.
Bit more thorough than normal.
Yes, well, I just want to make sure that if I do it 2 or 3 times, everybody will really get a good handle on it. And this time, you see, I didn't misspell keystroke. I'll click. And then have code 687 998. Okay, so now we put in our API address.
Web.
I can tell.
Web.
Yes. No, you might laugh, but I'm very used to the iPhone, and the Android keyboard is a bit different for me, so I keep goofing up. There we go. So the first thing we do is, once we go through the login process, login successful. And here we go. So first thing we do, we have to pick a group. So again, I encourage your clients to do this ahead of time. I'm going for the ACC group. And again, you can only choose one group to synchronize, and then we hit continue. And these are all the fields that you're syncing. And again, it's all standard fields that we're syncing. Plus, we are also doing, there's 5 phone fields, 2 address blocks. We do spouse, birthday, website, ID status, referred by, and messenger ID. So those are all the fields that you're getting. So there's no option at the end user to customize that. Again, opportunities are grayed out because we can't sync opportunities. Sorry, let me move this back to the center of the screen. And now I start download. So again, download goes very quickly. It's just making connection with the API. And typically, like, I have another database I sync with about 32,000. And those 30,000 takes a couple of minutes, about 3 or 4 minutes, and we got everything down there. So again, now we've got all our information here. So all I do is click my back button. Here's all my contacts. So first thing I want to show you is just the dashboard. Dashboard is my contacts, tasks, and opportunities. So let me go to the bottom. So I'm going to show you something here on the bottom. We have the contacts, calendar, tasks, opportunities. So let's say I'm going to click on my calendar. So at the bottom, as you can see, it says this feature. Oh, I'll click on it again so you can see it. This feature is available only with a paid subscription, and then same thing with task list, and same thing with opportunities. So again, it lets you know that there's these opportunities are there, but you've got to go with the full subscription. So I'm going to click on the dashboard in the upper left-hand corner on the menu button on the left. And here we have favorites, we have searches. We have import export contacts. Let's see what we do when we click there. Oh, this is not a two-way sync. So remember, this is only a one-way sync from your database to your device. It's more like a Rolodex. That's what Ken has called it, and it's very much a Rolodex. And so it's only once a week it syncs over, and it's not continuous. So again, this is all to let people know that there's other options. So back to the dashboard here again.
Yeah, Vic, if I can just jump in 1 second. One
Sure.
of the terms that we're trying to consistently use is, even when you saw the message to start the download, we're always referencing it in terms of downloads, not syncing. Syncing naturally implies a two-way link. This is a download. So in 1 week, if you download again, it will be a destructive download. It will replace whatever you have on your device. So we'll be surfacing as many messages to customers as possible to remind them not to make changes to the database, because it's static, and those changes will not be passed back up to ACT. So when you're communicating to your customers, one, refer to it as a Rolodex, which implies more of like the static data that it is, and refer to download instead of syncing.
Excellent, thank you. Okay, so here, let's go to the contacts. So here I've got all my contacts. Let's pick a few of them. Aaron, only when using this app, allow access. So here's one in the upper right-hand corner. You see a star there. That's for my favorites. So I'm just going to click on a few of these here and make them favorites. So now I can go back to my dashboard. I can click there and I can click on my favorites. So the nice thing is, it's got my favorites listed. Oh, sorry. I can go through, and these are, let's say I call Mark all the time. That's how you use the favorites. As most of you know, it's people that you have in contact regularly. Let me go back to my contacts again. So the other thing I want to show you is right from here. We'll do Act Today. So from here, you can do a variety of things. You can still call, just like you can out of Handheld Contact. You can also send the SMS. You can email, but it will not create histories. As Ken said, nothing syncs back to the main database. So everything is the same as it was before in terms of ability for the features, but it doesn't sync information back. So the other thing you can do in the upper right-hand corner, I'll just show you that again, with 3 buttons up here. Click on that, and you can share, you can duplicate, you can delete, you can go to your settings, or download all. Now, you can click download all, but it won't download because it only allows, let me just click on that, then you can see. In the bottom, it says you have exceeded the maximum number of, whoops, we'll do that again, I can't read that fast. Of download is 1 per week. So again, this feature is disabled. So that way, if people say, hey, I need that, and they call you, we will not change anything on the HHC Lite, but you can direct them to purchase one of the other products, Handheld Contact products.
And so, Vic, quickly to that point, we've been asked quite a bit by resellers if they can download it to their device, even if they have Classic or the full Handheld Contact API version, and it is available. You can download all 3 versions. Handheld Contact Lite is completely compatible with other installations of Handheld Contact.
Yeah, and good point, Ken, because I run all 3 on mine: Classic, HHC API, and the Lite, so it works very well. No problems there. The other thing we also have as regular is we have the mapping. So if you click on the map, it takes you right to Google Maps. And I'll just go back to here. And so it's very straightforward, very simple to use. Now, the one area I want to show you is we will go back to the contacts here. And then I want to hit the tag in the upper right-hand corner. So here, let's say I'm going to tag, we'll just tag a whole bunch of people here. And so then, do you see the lightning bolt right here? Let me click on that. I can look up the tag, so let me look the tag. So these are the ones. So right from here, if I click the lightning bolt, I can email all tagged, I can SMS, or I can map them. So again, it's very straightforward, very simple to use. And I won't do that here because this phone is a demo. It's not connected to the network. And so I won't obviously do that here. But then the other thing I can do here, I'll just clear all the tagged. and then I'm back to my basic. So again, it's very simple to use, to go through. Keep talking to your clients about it as a Rolodex, a way just to get your basic contact information through without having to purchase a full unit. So that's the demo of HHC Lite. Do you have any questions on that? Ken, any questions on it so far?
Lanny asked about, does it work on Android tablets? I answered that it works with all phones and all tablets in the iOS and Android that we've tested. So Excellent. The answer is yes.
Any other questions?
Renee has asked about caller ID.
Yeah, caller ID. Let's go here, and if we go to, whoops, let me.
I wouldn't worry about answering her question. She also says she was bummed that she wasn't selected as the favorite. I get that a lot from her.
She's a true favorite. You know, these other ones are just surface flings, you know, that kind of thing. But anyway, we'll stop there. How's that? Okay, so if there's no more questions, what I want to do is go to our website, handheldcontact.com, the homepage, and what we've developed is called, I wanted to call it the configurator, but somebody nixed that one. It's the configurator. So the question is, which HHC is right for you? And I'm going to just open this up here, because a lot of times people ask, well, what should I be using? Well, if you just take your clients, and you can send this to your clients, it's a wonderful, or you can take your client through this. So that's your Act Pro. We continue. You have HHC compliance. I'll say no.
HIPAA compliance, I mean.
Okay, HIPAA compliance, continue. So right away, it takes me HHC Secure Plus. So if I have Pro and need compliance, this is my only option. So if I just go back, we'll start over here. So again, we'll hit Pro, level of, I'll hit continue, level of security, no, continue. No, I don't need a password. Okay, it takes me to Classic, HHC Classic. And so for each of them, you can just go through, and it's very simple to use. Your administrator, let's say you're restricted. Do you have HHC compliance? I'll put yes.
HIPAA compliance. We don't have our own standard yet.
And it takes me Secure Plus. So anyway, it's very simple to use. And let's go with subscription by Swift page is my only option is HHC API. So again, we really encourage you, if you have any questions, we encourage you to use this, very simple to use, and it really helps people make a decision as they're going through. And so I just want to
refer the customers to it as well. Like, why burn up their own time? You can refer the customers to it. And we didn't create this out of a vacuum. We created it because when we first introduced this, we actually had a lot of pro customers that didn't understand the API implications, purchase it online, and then we very quickly had to tell them that it wasn't available. So this is a good utility to steer your customers towards as well.
And it's on Handheld Contact, so you don't have to. Yeah, so you don't send them to Keystroke, send them here going through. The next thing we want to talk a bit about, and Ken, you can talk to this as well, is a roadmap for the feature gaps. Now, as you know, there's feature gaps. Those of you that have used Handheld Contact API, there's quoting, invoicing, mapping, a bunch of features there that aren't available. The trajectory we're on right now with the dev is that those will be ready end of November. So by end of November, we want to have feature parity between Handheld Contact Classic and Handheld Contact API. So then the main question will be between the differences at that point is how many contacts. If you need more than 45,000 contacts, API is your only option. If you have Pro, obviously your only option is the Classic, but again, you can go through and then customers can decide which version they want based on their needs. Again, we have a lot of people using the API and the Classic, and it depends on your your preference more so. I prefer Classic. Ken prefers the API,
Mhm.
but you can also run both. And we do have some customers that are running both. They bought Classic, they liked it, and now they bought an API, and they're running both. And I assume when it comes up for renewal, either they'll renew both of them or they will make their choice which ones they want. So again, it will cause no degradation of experience or no glitches at all. They are not connected. And that's the thing about the licensing. People always ask is, well, why do I need to buy? I can't transfer my Classic account to API. It is a totally different licensing system, and that's the reason why. So we have to maintain the two codes off, obviously, but then we have to maintain the two different licensing systems as well when they don't speak to each other. They're very different going through.
There is something I wanted to raise. A lot of people, we tried to document a fair bit of some of the differences in terms of experience. I mean, obviously between Classic and API, you can download the information a lot faster. But one of the things that people don't understand is that there was so much about the SDK that we were able to kind of like limits of it that we were able to overcome because of the Windows console. So we were able to kind of massage and clean up data and do some extra integrity checks through the Windows console. That isn't available when we're working with the API because there is no middleware in the way. So we're really quite subject to the limits of the API. So I wanted to explain what a couple of those common ones are and what we've done to overcome them. If anyone is a regular user of the API, they've probably come to notice that they'll get to a point and they go to sync and they'll get a message saying that you have more than 5 contacts discrepancy between your device and your ACT group. We prompt you to download all. Okay. Now the first thing is why we're doing that. The API doesn't have an endpoint for detecting the quantity of contacts in a group, or more specifically, who is dynamically added to a group. Hopefully over time that will be fixed, but for now we have to kind of do that count as opposed to a reconciliation. Okay, so that's why it prompts you to do that. And when it does so, it only is downloading the address book. So anything that you've got in your other parts and under opportunities, under activities, all of those things will be preserved. I had someone report that they thought they were losing activities. We've had no other report of that, so that might be caused by doing a regular download all. Download all literally means that it's going to destroy everything and replace all the data with what's being downloaded. That's the first thing. Second thing is we've run into cases where, let's say you clear an activity on ACT and then you go to sync, it's not being cleared on your device. And that's because there's just a limit with the API where it doesn't have, and we're pushing them, and we think this will be fixed within the next month. It doesn't have the ability to track a cleared item as flagging the edit attribute. So when we go to check, there's no endpoint because we're trying to hit the endpoint for what's being edited, and there's nothing there. Okay, so to that end, what we're going to be implementing over the next month is the same kind of feature with contacts, where if you go to download and it detects a discrepancy between the number of contacts it's expecting and what it has, it's going to prompt you to download all the activities. Okay, so a clean download of all the activities. So, just be mindful. Those are some of the measures that we have to do with API that we've never previously had to do with Classic. Because of the missing endpoints. Now, I've been assured that one of the bigger investment points with ACT over the next 6 months is in the API. So I'm hoping that some of these limits can be addressed, and we won't have to kind of implement these workarounds. But these are some of the things that you're going to see over the course of the next month, and it's totally to do with limits to the API. Okay, back to you, Vic.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Ken. Well, that brings us to the end of the webinar. We want to keep it under 30 minutes, so we've done that. Next week, I am doing a webinar, and I'm going to use my iPhone, so you won't see as many glitches in my typing and everything else. I'm doing a demo next week, Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for end users. You're welcome to attend as well. Anybody should attend today if you want to see it again, but you're welcome to attend next week's. If you go to our on Keystroke, and on the right-hand side, if you go keystroke.ca, and just if we're on the home page, just scroll down. Oh, sorry. And further down here under training, upcoming events. And here we have reseller webinar was today, and then this is the one here for next week. So feel free to register yourself and register your clients, or have your clients register for this public webinar. Again, I won't be talking about Keystroke during this webinar. I'll be talking strictly about Handheld Contact, and then again, showing the feature gaps, that type of thing. So it'll be a short demo. We should be done in about 20-25 minutes, but it's definitely worth sending your clients to see it. We will also be putting a recording of it. We'll be recording it, and if we go back to keystroke.ca, you can download the recording. If you go down again to training, and then our Keystroke training videos. So the video from next Thursday about the Handheld Contact Lite will be up on the training videos by next Friday sometime.
Well, we may also post that on handheldcontact.com as well under the HHC Lite page. Vic, if I could just interrupt for 1 second, Renee asked a question regarding the intervals for downloading. So Renee asked if we limit it to once a week, are we dictating which day they download? Basically, it's an interval limit. So if you download on a Thursday, you can't download again until the following Thursday, but there's no requirement that to say that you have to download on a Thursday. So it can be the next Friday or months after that, for that matter. So it's not controlling which day you download, it's just controlling the next earliest day that you can do so.
All right, excellent. Thank you, Ken. So here we're kind of saying under Handheld Contact, if you want to send them here, where we put it, Ken, to register for the demo? Under the
no, actually, I was referring to the recording. So the recording, we're going to put, you see here on the fourth item here, there's these four picture blocks. Okay, so you've got the Handheld Contact Lite, the fourth one. Click here, and this is going to be the Handheld Contact page. We'll probably have a little play button right below the headline. Okay, indicating to click on that, and there'll be a little pop-up video of next week's presentation. We're going to try to, like, anything relating to this kind of stuff is going to be completely white labeled, no keystroke elements at all, and we'll surface them here. We're not going to ask you guys to send customers to keystroke.
Now, the last thing, which we will not be talking about next week, but I want to let you know that everybody who registered for this registered with Book to Act events, and it's a new program we have coming out. So you can go to keystroke.ca and take a look at our Book to Act products, but Book to Act events was used for this webinar. So Ken, do you want to talk about that a minute?
Just briefly, but we're going to have a lot more information in the coming weeks. But I mean, everyone is familiar with Book to Act. I'm just for transparency's sake, we are reviewing the branding of that. We're finding that SwiftPage is their branding requirements are becoming a little bit more rigid than they have in the past. So we're looking at the naming of Book to Act, and there might be some modifications to that, but everyone's familiar with the online calendar links that has been available for the last couple of years. What we did recently is we came out with an events version, which provides complete event management. And you guys have been, part of a live demo of that. We've actually hosted, this is the fourth webinar that we've hosted with it. And it allows you to generate an event URL that provides people the ability to, register for the event, provides them an ICS file to download to their calendar. And then after they register, they're emailed the location information. And why are we doing that? Is we want to have visibility on who is being provided the webinar links, not just people that registered, because if you just base it on registration, then people can be putting in all kinds of bogus unverified information, and you don't have visibility on precisely who is registered and who has been shown the registration link. In addition to that, we've built in features of scheduled reminders before the event, as well as follow-up emails, all of which are configured in the one console. And what's really nice is that when you book with this, it online in this little console, it creates the activity in ACT, and then every person that registers online gets linked to that activity and put in a static group. So what you're seeing here that Vic is sharing with you is all the people that registered. Now, you'll see people like, a couple of ACCs are in our database twice, so they were put into this group more than once because it's linking to the email. But, if you want to, quickly get visibility on who has registered so far, you're not going to a third-party application, you're not going online, you're going to your ACT database, and you're going to be able to see this group was automatically created the moment that we created that event. So was the activity in ACT. And then if you make any changes to it, like let's say you need to change it by a half hour, or you want to change from a 30-minute event to a 60-minute event, those changes that are made online, because they're dynamically linked to the activity ID, they instantly get reflected in ACT as well. And again, everything is through the API. Now, if you're noticing that there is a theme with this, it's quite deliberate. Everything we're doing is through the API. And, as I indicated in my email out to everyone, we know, obviously we've got, quite a few subscriptions. We know the challenges to getting people to renew their ACT subscriptions. We've seen, obviously with the rescoping of support, the summer issues with Outlook, and the absence of any version upgrade this year for the desktop, people are getting challenged. They're like, what is the value that I'm getting out of my ACT subscription? Well, the API is one that people have always understood, but they never really valued. So, a lot of our features that, although the programs that we're building, the calendar link, the events management, and what's soon to be the online forms, because the book back forms, we'll have that out by the end of the month. All of these things are leveraging the API. Unsurprisingly, so is Handheld Contact Lite. We have no motivation whatsoever to build for the for Classic, because the Classic, they're not paying. They're not paying anything other than what they choose to. There's not a ongoing subscription cost for them. So, we don't have to entice them. But with subscription users, yeah, we have to add the value. So everything that you're going to see from us in the coming weeks and months is going to be built around adding value to the API as a feature of ACT subscription. So hopefully that makes it easy for all of us to increase the value with our customers in maintaining their subscription.
Excellent. Thank you, Ken. Now, I just want to add one more comment about this book to ACT events. The nice thing is, once we're done here, we can set up a whole AMA campaign. So once you run your event, or your customers run their events, they can set up a whole marketing campaign based off of this group. So it's very seamless all the way through. So that's it for today. Oh,
just one quick question. We did have someone ask to show us again how to find the configurator on the Handheld Contact homepage. So just a quick reference to that again.
Yeah, we'll go to Handheld Contact. I'll just go to the homepage just to make sure you see it here. You just scroll down to we have the one bar here. If you go down, which HHC is right for you? So it's the second level, right there. All right, thank you everyone for attending. Again, webinar next Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please join or have colleagues join, other ACCs, as well as your clients. So thank you very much and have a great day, everyone.